Hello, I'm Death's Arrow, and this is a WoT I'm Thinking Debrief for the week of December 9th, 2012. After a bit of a hiatus, WoT I'm Thinking is back. The response to the new episode has been very kind, and I appreciate the welcome back wishes. I ended up needing some time off after the previous debrief. After nearly 2 years of playing World of Tanks pretty much every day, it was time for a break. The hiatus ended up going a bit longer than I expected, and I ended up taking all of October off from the game. I came back to World of Tanks when the 8.1 patch launched. It's taken me a little bit of time to get used to the game again, mainly due to the physics engine changes. The game feels and plays very differently than it did prior to the 8.0 patch. One thing that I still shake my head over is how much ramming now occurs, and it's not just the enemy. Team damage from ramming happens way too often now, and it's not uncommon to get bumped by friendlies when you're lining up a shot in sniper mode. What's particularly ironic is how often light tanks ram heavier tanks on purpose and essentially suicide. ELC AMXs seem to do this way too often. The tank is tissue paper on tracks, and impacts at 60 plus kilometers per hour typically end badly for the ELC. After some further thoughts on the matter, I've decided that episode 16 will be about the Cromwell. While I do have enough material to cover the M46 patent, I'd be remiss not to cover a British tank considering that they were just released with the 8.1 patch. The Cromwell is also a real gem in the British line and is one of the more effective tier 6 tanks. And now it's time for the match of the week! The replay that we'll be looking at is from December 2nd on Prokhorovka in my AMX-50B. As noted on the loading screen, this is a standard battle. Reviewing tank composition for this battle reveals the following. This is a tier 10 battle with 5 tier 10s on my team and 6 on the enemy's team. Both teams have the same number of tier 9s. My team has 3 tier 8s, while the enemy's team has none. The enemy team has 2 scouts, while my team only has 1. The enemy team also has more artillery with 5 units, while mine only has 4. Based on hardware alone, the enemy's team has a pretty significant advantage. I recognize one player in this match, and that's Hardicon, whom I platoon with on occasion. It was pure luck that we ended up in the match together. For those that aren't familiar with the AMX-50B, it's essentially the same as the AMX-5120, but with some slightly better stats, including faster drum reload time and less time between shots, faster aim time. As we get underway here, my early thought is to go in the direction of G0 to try to secure the hill, or at least see what the enemy has sent in that direction. Looks like RD is going to head to the island. It's become a pretty common spot for artillery these days. Got a Batchat spotted, type 62. Potentially the other Batchat, I can't see, the name's blocked. Got a contingent of enemies spotted at J7. A T-54, type 62 and a Batchat. Continuing to move out to my spot over by the hill. There's the potential that the other Batchat has gone hill. Keep my eye on the railroad tracks. Still no one spotted on the hill yet. A scout has broken through and has made it all the way to B4 before they knock him down. Likely going to lose an arty here. And we do, and 12 down. I have made it all the way to the hill now uncontested. I'm going to roll up to the other side and do some spotting. I spot 2 artillery. Cannot sight the GW Tiger, so I spot up the GW Panther, get a tracking hit. Damaging hit on the second shot. And I knock him down. I take a hit in the side from the E100. Both E100s on this side of the train tracks. That's problematic for me as their guns will easily penetrate my armor. Now in a reload cycle. Second already gets knocked down. I would call that a successful spotting run. Using this reload time to get into position for my next set of shots. I'm going to take some shots of those E100s. Always plan your moves out when you're dealing with a French autoloader. I line up the back E100. I get a hit, no damage. Another hit, no damage. Third hit, no damage. Fourth hit, no damage. I emptied my clip into him. At least 2 shots hit the spaced armor. That's when the icon did not light up, and the other 2 are either criticals or tracking hits. I'm reloading again. Because the enemy hasn't sent anything over to the rail crossing, I'm going to move up and see if I can proxy spot any more arty. I'm actually a little surprised at this point that I haven't taken any arty rounds, which likely means they're all packed up around the train tracks and can't put their guns on me. Get a rear shot on the 100. It is spaced armor. Second shot is a miss. He disappears. Take a blind fire. Looks like a miss. So maneuvering over here by the train tracks where I stand a chance to do some proxy spotting. No enemies in sight here except for the E100s in town. And I spot an M12. Line him up, knock him down. M40-43. Get a hit, he misses me in the return shot. And I knock him down. Enemy's down to 1 arty. So it looks like what I thought was correct. All the enemy arty was packed up around the train tracks, which is why I haven't been shot at by arty. I have these 2 E100s in town now to deal with as I'm reloading again. I have flank shots on them. There are buildings in that area though that will obscure them. I'm now reloaded. Get a flank hit. No damage. Hit him again. 4th round misses. And they knocked down one of the U-100s. We now have a 4-tank lead. Try to knock down the other E100. No shot, and then 103 knocks him down. I'm going to cross the tracks here. Moving up cautiously, they have an Object 704 left that can do some serious damage. And of course their Lorraine 155-50. I'm going to push up into the cap, see if I can draw someone out, as our AMX 50 Foch 155 knocks down their Object 704. Now on cap. I'm moving back and forth just to keep moving so arty can't line me up in case I've been spotted. Our TDs are rolling down the 2 line. They should light up the enemy shortly. There's the IS-4 coming back to stop my cap. Moving my mouse up and down to see if I can light him up. He's taking shots in the rear from our TDs. Finally pops up. I missed my first shot. Bounce the second shot. Pen him for the 3rd shot. Bounce my 4th shot. I'm now reloading. Just missed by arty. Just the arty remaining. There's the Lorraine 155-50. He gets knocked down by the T-95 for the win. I don't have the victory screens for this battle, but based on stats from the replay manager, I destroyed 3 tanks, all arty to earn a Pascucci's medal, did 2,591 points of damage, and hit 17 of 21 shots. Overall, the key to this match was the enemy's mistake in not covering the hill at G0. It gave me the element of surprise and allowed me to spot and destroy most of their artillery early on in the match. I then had free reign to cause havoc in their backfield. While I didn't do a lot of damage to the enemy's E100s, they had to worry about attacks from enemy positions that were 180 degrees apart. Once the E100s were finished off, I made my next move into the cap to draw the remaining enemies out of hiding. This battle is a good example of how to handle an auto-loading tank. Always plan your next move and always have a safe location to reload. Thank you for watching this WoT I'm Thinking Debrief. Stay tuned for more content soon.